somebody in some informal setting at prasadam, or standing in line, or walking, or asking a question in the booth, or trying to find their way around, or somebody just says, well, what's all this about? You know, there's your open door to give them a little bit about Krishna. But the most important thing is to try to be friendly to people, even if you can't say much or whatever. Their mood is a mood that your mood is what they capture. At the New York Ratha Yatra about 3 weeks ago, I was at the Tompkins Square program that they had before the Ratha Yatra, the day before. And there were people there, and there were some people. I was doing a video like this devotee is there, so I was asking people their responses and things. Mostly I was interviewing devotees. And there were some people that were sitting there. And one of the ladies, there was a lady and two men, and they'd come from Long Island. And the devotee who does the guitar, Atmaram, I think is his name, he was there, and he had met them, and he was talking to them. And so I said, how did you all find out about it? And they said they were in the park, or they heard about it somewhere. I forget what the reason was that they said they'd heard about it. And then I said, well, do you think there's any way we could improve doing the Ratha Yatra? And the girl said, you all should frown more. And I said, what? And she said, you all should frown more. And I said, what is that supposed to mean? And she replied, well, you all look so happy. And she actually genuinely meant it as a comment. She was speaking sarcastically, and so sometimes things we do communicate to people in ways that we might not otherwise know. So, yeah.
So what would you say, like if someone's bound to ask one of our girls, what is this all about?
Right.
What would you say would be a good
Krishna consciousness in 25 words or less?
Yeah, good response to them, so that they have something to say, not like
yeah.
Or Hare Krishna's and
yeah.
Krishna's blue.
Yeah, Krishna's blue, and we like him, and our temple is over there somewhere in that general region. I would say the best way to describe Krishna consciousness, in a nutshell, you can always give people the quick Reader's Digest 25-cent tour, and then if they're interested, you can get deeper. But Krishna consciousness is reawakening our love for God. All the religions talk about love for God, but the reason we don't have love for God is we're distracted. That's the problem. So Bhakti, or Krishna consciousness, is learning how to become undistracted. And that we do through different things. Then I would say, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmini, Videnam. There are 9 processes of devotional service: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshiping, offering prayers, becoming a friend, becoming a servant, giving up everything. So these are kind of Krishna consciousness in a nutshell. And so if you actually think that God is something special, and that the whole purpose of the world is not to find that next material thing, but develop a relationship with God, then maybe you should read some of our books and check it out, take a book. That's what I would say.
So Marge, in terms of if they ask what Ratha Yatra is,
What Ratha Yatra?
I think what you said in the beginning is really valuable, that it's a time where, God is usually in the temple or in the church, or we have to go to a special place, but this is the day he comes out to the streets to meet and greet everyone.
And not only that, he comes out in a completely drunken mood of ecstasy, and he's oblivious to everything. So that's what Jagannath is. That's why his eyes are so big. Lord Jagannath is Krishna in ecstasy. So he's not just Krishna, he's Krishna in ecstasy. And he does his pastime right in front of everybody, where normally he does it somewhere in seclusion, you know, like, what is it, Sarabi Kunj or wherever that is in India, said that if you go there at night, that won't remain sane. That'll be the end of your sanity. So you don't go there. But Seva Kunj, that's what I'm trying to say, right? Seva Kunj. So, but in Rath Yatra, Krishna is revealing his intimate pastimes, but most people don't see that. What they do see is this unusual sight of Jagannath, and it captures them. And they may, you know, you do just one little thing for Krishna, and it's all over. You know, you may not know it, and it may not happen right away, but it's kind of like somebody put plastic explosives under your pier, and they've gone off, and your whole material concept is gradually sinking into the ocean, and you don't notice it, but it will eventually have an effect. Somebody likes the chanting, pulls the rope, people think, oh, that's the whole idea, we're supposed to pull the rope. So they pull the rope for a little bit, and they've started their devotional life. They do the selfie business, you know, they got, you know, so this is how selfies become the method for spreading Krishna consciousness for people who, you know, they put their selfie that way. Lydia and John can find out, you know, in Kankakee where they were, in Boston, you know, on that day. And so it goes through the internet, and, you know, they put it up on Facebook or whatever it is. Oh, I saw this cute festival with this weird thing. Here's Jagannath, and here's the festival cart, et cetera, et cetera. So people are gradually putting Krishna into their consciousness. And it's amazing that Krishna is the fundamental thing, but he seems so remote to most people because of lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes of ignoring Krishna. So we're at 9 o'clock and a little after, and I know that when it comes to the difference between class and prasadam, as Sri Nayananda Swami always says, there's no contest. So we'll adjourn here and let everybody go to prasadam, and then we'll see you all at the Rath Yatra. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so next part of the program is prasadam. And do you all guys know that who has cooked today's prasadam?